We're with Craig Button and Martin Biron now. And 9 days ago, the Canadiens were 8 points ahead of Columbus. The Habs still have not clinched. And Marty, we're going to start with you. If they fall short and miss the playoffs, is this a choke?
It is a failure for me. And look, I'm going to draw a comparison to one of my favorite movies, Apollo 13, right? The goal is to go to the moon. The goal for the Montreal Canadiens is the playoffs. And it doesn't matter where you are during the season. It's always the goal. Now, Apollo 13, they don't make it to the moon. So when they return with all the catastrophe, they say it was a successful failure. So I'm looking at the Montreal Canadiens. If they don't make the playoffs, if they choke, the fact that they played Chicago on Monday and the fact that they have Carolina and all they needed was a couple of points, I'm going to say it will be a successful failure because you learned a lot about the team. Nick Suzuki, Cole Caulfield, Lane Hudson, Demidov, Marty Stanley being able to adjust and react and change a little bit throughout the season. But it's still a failure because you don't make the playoffs. So I'm going to say a successful failure if they are not able to get into the postseason.
Yeah, I think that's really well put because I don't think it's a choke. I think choke is harsh. And if you've watched the Montreal Canadiens over the course of this season, this is exactly what they've done. Win 6, lose 5, win 4, lose 4. And so they're on a little bit of a roller coaster right now. And part of being a young team and a team that doesn't have a lot of experience in these moments, you know, these are learning moments. Yeah, if you fall short, you're going to be disappointed. But to Marty's point, I think that everything the Montreal Canadiens have found out about themselves this year is really positive moving forward. And yeah, there'll be profound disappointment about not making the playoffs. I'll be profoundly disappointed because there's no better arena in the playoffs than the Bell Center.
It's so true.
So when I look at this right now, I think that take care of business, Montreal Canadiens, and then you won't have to talk about successful failure because you don't want to ever be falling short of something that was so close.
Exactly. So I guess we're focusing on the negative by saying, you know, is it a choke if they don't make the playoffs? But the Canadiens can avoid all the talk with 1 point tonight. Craig, which player do you think steps up and gets the Canadian to the point that they are going to the postseason?
Well, we know how many good players they have. I don't think this is a one-player situation. I think this is about the team getting out there. Marty St. Louis has been in these spots, trying to make your players feel comfortable and free. Yeah, there's some pressure, but you don't want them tightened up. So to me, get out there and play as a unit, as a team, because it's not about one player. It's not about 2 players. It's about the team being smart, not giving up any easy opportunities to your opponent and playing that way. Because if you start to just think it's about 1 or 2 players, you'll fall short.
This is a team sport.
Okay, so I'm going to jump in and say it's about 1 player, and it's about Nick Suzuki, the captain. Look, in the last 2 games, both of them lost. He has 0 points. In the 7 games prior to that, 13 points, 7 goals. If you're looking at one guy that's going to get Cole Caulfield, Uri Slafkovsky, that's going to be able to take away some pressure, maybe from Demidov and Gallagher. Gallagher was fantastic, but no points in the last 3. So I'm looking at Nick Suzuki. Can you get the first goal of the game? Can you get the goal that's going to put you ahead against Carolina at some point in the game? So that, to me, is on the captain. And look, he's had a fantastic year, so it's a lot of pressure. But I think the guys like Nick Suzuki, they want that pressure. So he's not listening to me and saying, oh, Marty said it's on me. But I think he's taken that ownership inside the locker room.
There's no question Nick Suzuki takes on the ownership. He takes on the burden. Nick Suzuki has been brilliant. Yeah. And yes, you want all your players to be at their very best in this all-important game. And I don't have any doubt that Nick Suzuki will be exactly that. But they need all their players to be at their best if they want to get the 2 points to make the playoffs.
No doubt about that. Cole Caulfield, also one player who could use a break against the Hurricanes. He's played 8 career games against Carolina and has only 1 assist with a -14 rating.